me tell you about a friend. It's Craig LeBlanc where the good times never end. Talking Parks and Rec, it's a show you gotta know. Welcome one and all to the Daily Parks and Rec Show. It's the Daily Parks and Rec Show.
Every interaction, you influence, you ignite, and you inspire someone. Whether it's a nugget or encouragement, a hug, a high five, you cause something to rise up in that person. I believe that if with Parks and Rec professionals, that is needed in community. That is needed in our world. And as long as we continue to inspire people to go into this field and make those connections, I think we'll be perfect. We'll be in good shape. We'll be in good shape with shaping the young generation and continuing that legacy.
Welcome back to the Daily Parks and Rec Show, live from the 2025 GRPA Conference. Today we're joined by Tanita Cook-Nelson, Program Coordinator for Gwinnett County Parks and Recreation. With 5 years in the field and a background as a collegiate track athlete, Tanita shares how sports shaped her leadership and why Parks and Rec is more than just programs. It's a calling. From inspiring youth through teamwork to building inclusive spaces for all generations, this episode highlights how parks truly ignite, influence, and inspire communities every single day. Let's dive in.
All right, I've got Tanita Cook-Nelson with us here live from the GRPA Annual Convention 2025 here in Jekyll Island. So welcome to the show, Tanita.
Thank you for having me.
It's Tanisha, right?
It's Tanita.
Tanita, okay. Thank you. So tell us what you do inside of Parks and Recreation.
So I am a program coordinator for Gwinnett Parks and Recreation, Gwinnett County. I cover the south side of Gwinnett Parks systems, so facilities and parks alike we serve.
Fantastic. Now, how long have you been in Parks and Recreation?
I've been in Parks and Recreation for 5 years. So very excited about that with Gwinnett. So they pretty much opened the door and I've been serving ever since.
Now tell us who you were, kind of go back to when you were in high school, college. Did you do any sports or did you have any exposure to Parks and Recreation?
Yes. In high school, I ran track.
What event did you do?
I did the 400, I did long jump, and the 200.
That 400 is a grueling race, huh?
Listen, it takes a special type of talent to run that race.
What was your best time?
Oh, gosh, it's slow. Compared to now, the athletes, it was like 56. So I had
That's not slow. That's fast. Under a minute.
I mean, listen, I got a chance to also run at Delaware State University.
Oh,
fantastic. So that was cool. And I played basketball also in high school. So.
Yeah. Well, maybe speak about how important it is in sports as far as a lot of the lessons that you learn that are almost like life lessons, not just sport lessons, but what are some of the life lessons you learned through coaching and just, parts and not in sports in general?
So I would say just the ability to, one, of course, teamwork, work as a team. Playing in two different sports, one being more team related, one being an individual, you play your part and it contributes to the overall, end result. Allowed me to understand role and position and how important it is to, make sure we're doing our part. And I feel like that's where it connects in Parks and Rec. We all have a certain role and position in Parks and Rec. And when we come together and we do our part, we have great results and we serve our community amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, and one thing I love about Parks and Recreation is it's not all about just the most elite athlete travel ball team, but you may have kids that are never really going to be athletic, but there's still so many valuable lessons. So maybe speak about how Parks and Rec involves all levels of athleticism.
Just the opportunity to get kids moving, spark an interest, even a desire to even learn more. Being able to multitask in a sense, using both sides of the brain for certain sports. That's what, recreation is, those introducing kids to those gross motor skills from your small little T-rollers all the way up, that balance and stuff that you may not necessarily get an opportunity. And also that social piece that is so crucial just for interaction. That's what those athletics, sports, and that's what it does for our young people.
Yeah.
really.
And unfortunately, a lot of parents and children think just sports when it comes to Parks and Rec, but maybe
Yeah.
speak about all of the other non-sports programs that they offer for kids.
Just the opportunity to do any type of STEAM or STEM, anything that has to do with arts, bringing arts back, dance, even when it comes to just gymnastics, just creative side of
Mhm.
that comes in programming and recreation. I think it sparks an opportunity for them to find their niche in a
Mhm.
sense, and then they can kind of decide whether that leads them on a different pathway. So,
Oh yeah. Now, how about for like, not for children? What are some of the other stuff that you see in Parks and Rec offered maybe to like the seniors or to maybe families?
okay. So, I had a very active adult group, pickleball, of course.
Oh, that's huge.
Got to bring it up.
It's taken
Listen,
over.
it's taken over, but it's good because you see the excitement in it. They're very passionate, and that's great, especially for the generation to keep moving. Anything that encourages movement, I say let's do it. Line dancing, even martial arts. So like not putting a limit on yourself based on age, just being willing to be active and move. I feel like our active adults that we serve have really embraced that.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so we created, being a media company just for Parks and Recreation, we create media just for this industry. And one of the issues that we had found that, unfortunately, a lot of people never even realize that this is a career path. And so we created a little 2-minute video, and I'd love to get your feedback on it about why Parks and Rec should be considered as a career path for college kids or people that really are undecided. So we'll play this and come right back and get your take on it.
Okay.
Every career is a choice, but few careers let you touch lives. Not once in a while, but every single day. Step into a park on a Saturday morning. You'll hear children laughing on the soccer field, families gathering for a picnic, seniors walking the trails, finding health and friendship. And behind every smile, every memory, is a Parks and Rec professional. We don't just mow fields, we grow confidence in young athletes. We don't just build playgrounds, we create safe spaces where childhood thrives. We don't just plan events, we design moments that anchor generations. Think of the coach who teaches patience, the director who champions equity, the staff member who sees potential in a child no one else believed in. Every day, Parks and Rec professionals shape character, preserve beauty, and strengthen community. And the path isn't easy. Budgets are tight, resources stretched thin, but the reward, unmatched. Because what you give comes back in legacy, in healthier communities, in lives forever changed. So why dedicate your life to Parks and Recreation? Because here, your work never ends. It lives on, in laughter echoing across playgrounds, in green spaces preserved for the next century, in the young professionals rising to lead tomorrow. This is not just a career, it's a calling, it's a legacy, it's Parks and Recreation. A message from the Parks and Rec community.
All right. So what's your take on that?
Well, I will immediately say calling, connection, community, right? And confidence speaks to it all, which was all stated in the video. It's not just a need, it's one of those things where if it wasn't for a coach, if it wasn't for a teammate, if it wasn't for that community member that actually volunteered and was present and being able to inspire, ignite, and influence young people and adults alike, I mean, what would life be?
Mhm.
Everyone can say that they connected with somebody that made an influence on their life. And so I believe that's what we do in Parks and Recreation. Every interaction, you influence, you ignite, and you inspire someone. whether it's a nugget or encouragement, a hug, a high five, you cause something to rise up in that person. And I believe that if with Parks and Rec professionals, that is needed in community. That is needed in our world. And as long as we continue to inspire people to go into this field and make those connections, I think we'll be perfect. We'll be in good shape. We'll be in good shape with shaping the young generation and continuing that legacy that it talked about in the video.
Yeah, I love that message. Okay, so Chris is one of our video editors. He'll be listening to this. Chris, you need to clip that one and make like a little highlight reel, because that was a very powerful testimony. Was there anybody in your life that kind of did that for you in Parks and Rec?
Well, my dad, he part of what he did, he worked for the Parks and Rec system in Perth Amboy, New Jersey, as well as working for the city. And I say was because he's no longer with us, but he was firsthand the first teacher for me. He showed me what it was to be a coach. He showed me what it was to be a mentor. He showed me what it was to inspire, ignite, and influence. You'll hear me say those words all the time because I understand how important it is to make an impact with one another, with every interaction and taking advantage of it. And so, you know, my dad would be the one that really kind of laid the foundation and kind of sparked and sowed that seed.
Yes, yes. Fantastic. Okay, so we have another little short video that we made. Now, this one, the subject is why Parks and Rec should be considered an essential service. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, in COVID, a lot of Parks and Rec departments got put on the chopping block because it wasn't really well understood why it is such an essential service. So again, both of these are on our YouTube channel. They're free to use. There's no copyright on them. So take them and wear them out. Show it to as many people as possible, because we definitely need that message to get out. So I'll play this and then get your take on this one as well.
Okay.
When we talk about essential services, what comes to mind? Police, firefighters, healthcare. But there's another essential service, often overlooked, yet always present: parks and recreation. Parks and Rec is health. It's the walking trail that lowers blood pressure, the recreation center where seniors fight isolation, the swim lessons that prevent tragedy before it happens. This isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. Parks and Rec is safety, a playground instead of a street corner, a basketball court instead of trouble, a summer camp where every child belongs. It's not just about activity, it's about protection, prevention, and possibility. Parks and Rec is community, the festival that brings neighbors together, the cultural event that teaches respect and diversity, the open space where a city breathes. It builds bridges where division once stood. It gives people a reason to gather, to connect, to care. And Parks and Rec is economics. It strengthens property values. It drives tourism through events and trails. It saves on healthcare costs. Every dollar invested multiplies, feeding back into schools, into safety, into growth. Essential service is not just about survival, it's about thriving. And Parks and Recreation is where thriving begins. In wellness, in equity, in culture, and in joy. Parks and Rec isn't extra, it's essential. For our health, for our safety, for our communities, for our future. A message from the Parks and Recreation community.
All right. So give us some feedback on why Parks and Rec should be considered an essential service.
Essential. Hitting it right on the nail on the head. One, health. Just the opportunity, a space where you can go and be. When I say health, not just physical, mental, emotional health. Parks provide that space. When you're outside, it's listening to the birds chirp. It's feeling the breeze of the wind. It's even being in the space of breathing in the air. That environment It does so much just for the body. It causes you to want to do it even more. It can be a contagious thing just to be able out in nature. That's what park provides. It provides that space. When you talk about playgrounds, when you talk about events, places to gather, people come from all over. They move into an environment, they move into a new neighborhood. The first place they go to is a park. If they find a park, if they have a child, and that's where families connect, that's where children connect, and it's just a place to start, your journey in a new environment. Then you have your events that introduces every generation, right, to different types of music, culture, food. It also is a gathering place where, now those things that may have been a norm for you now become out the box norms, right? And it provides you an opportunity to connect with people that you may not have done in the past or any other situation. So Parks and Recreation, providing a safe space, providing the opportunity for a community to gather, is just something that is, one, not just necessity, it's needed. Mentioning even the pandemic, the need to be outside, the need to connect, we provide that in everything we do, in every program, in every sport, in every environment. Is just healthy for just well-being across the board, not just physical, emotional, and mental.
Wow, what a powerful message! Another great take on our video. Really appreciate that. Well, thank you so much for attending today. Any closing remarks as to your experience here at GRPA?
Listen, those of you that are attending at GRPA, listen, look to inspire, influence, and ignite whoever you connect with. Connect intentionally, knowing that we're one big family working to serve the community and make an impact.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Really appreciate
your
service to the community, and have a great rest of your convention.
All right. Yes.
Are you a vendor, brand, or service provider ready to connect with the heartbeat of local communities? At DPRS Media Co., we tell the stories shaping parks and recreation across America. Through podcasts, live streams, videos, and newsletters, we reach frontline leaders, city directors, and decision makers every single week. From youth sports and facilities to programming and policy, our audience is your audience. Sponsoring or partnering with DPRS Media Co. puts your brand in front of the professionals who build, budget, and buy for their communities. Launching a new product, growing your presence in public spaces, targeting cities, counties, or departments, DPRS is your trusted media partner. Whether you're in software, turf, aquatics, robotics, smart cities, or special events, partnering with DPRS puts your brand in the story. With commercials, interviews, social campaigns, newsletters, and live shows, we're your media team. Partner with us and grow your impact in the $200 billion parks and rec industry. DPRS Media Co. Stories that move parks and rec forward. Your audience is here. Let's meet them.